And we are back on our jolly little Let's Draw thingy. Right, this is a second video. I will cut everything in 13 or between 10 and 15 minutes parts. As I said before, it's more for uploading purposes than anything else. Music. Right, here we go. We'll put the link to the music down there again. Below the video, it means there, yeah. Just checking if I'm not obtruding the view. My big hands. Yeah, I wanted to do a tutorial about drawing hands. That's hands. Yeah, this is an interesting topic. Hands are something quite useful you tend to use a lot, especially if you have some. So, of course, it's important to draw them. And for that, there are a few tricks. And this is not the topic of the current video, so bug off if you want to learn more about drawing hands. I will do a video about it one day. However, you can see how I'm drawing them and maybe it will help a little bit. Who knows? I sure don't. So, what can I talk about? I don't know, I can talk about pretty much anything, I guess. Yeah. Look, other page. Where is my other page? Drama. Here it is. Yeah, I started this illustration, now it's dry. Up there. And now I will do some action lines. Yeah, it's just for dramatic purposes. Effects. Purpose? Yeah, purpose. There are some words where I can't help but stumble upon them. Because they're just a little hard to pronounce. Well, it's actually in every language. There are a few words where I just stumble and in German it's Schätze. I don't like this word. You have Schatz, which is a treasure, and then you have the schön. If you add it on a word, it means a small one. You can use it at the end of a name to have somebody, when you have somebody you like or you want to cute him up, essentially you say a little schön. So, that would mean, like, somebody was called, let's say, Frederikchen. That means he's your friend, essentially. And so, add it at the end of Schatz, and you make Schätzchen. I can't pronounce this one, and it really bugs me to know. And all the languages I can speak, there are a few words like this. Essentially, I'm not very talented when it comes to language. Then you have some extremely talented people who will come and say, "This is very easy to pronounce, and why are you making mistakes with the grammar? Grammar is easy," and I hate them. With a perfect grammar. and they can't understand why I can't do perfect grammar. This is so frustrating. Yeah, it is probably the worst part of going to at the university. Well, that and the exams. I hate exams. I love learning, but I hate exams. The exams are the worst. I think it's also because I know it's the worst way to learn stuff. Science knows that we've been knowing that for years, but we're still using the exact same methods when it comes to trying to see how good you are at school. Let's do some background and stuff. And that's very sad. Yeah, and it gets kind of irritating when you're learning to become a teacher, because then you're learning everything by heart. This is the worst thing you can do. You should never have your pupils learn everything by heart. This is very bad. No, you have to learn this by heart for the exam. What? And the exam will be a multiple choice. And there will be no analysis. And by the way, what you have to learn by heart too is that it is important to have different forms of tests. You have your usual questions, just checking what they have learned by heart, and you have to have some analysis questions. Some questions where you have to think. You have to learn everything by heart, okay? There won't be any questions where you have to think. Just learn everything by heart. And this is something I find extremely irritating. And it fills me up with hate. And hate is not a good thing to fill somebody up with. Haven't Batman. Don't fill all the heroes up with hate. Hate is not a good feeling to have. This was the moment of philosophy with Professor Johannes Karp. I'm doing the little sound just to concentrate on doing the line. Of course, this is not really the reason I'm doing. I'm using little sounds with my mouth. Science. Last page was actually a bit quicker, despite having many backgrounds. For a simple reason, the backgrounds were essentially just piles of rubbish. So nothing too detailed there. And here it's a lot more character and to draw, and you have to be really focused when you draw these. Because you miss a little step and boing! He doesn't have the right expression anymore. Oh my god! The horror! Right now I'm still listening to the Kirby soundtrack. It's the 20th anniversary soundtrack. It's pretty swell, I gotta say. The Kirby games have some really good music. The worst music they have is just very catchy, and the best they have is just marvelous. Up. Yeah, panicked reaction. Oh my god. His nerd senses are tingling. No, I'm serious. That's in the plot. The plot is a bit weird this time. Yeah, like they are not weird in the other times. Uh, I kind of like writing completely crazy things. I mean, you have your real life thing that are just there. I don't need to copy that. Oh, I've seen so many comics lately that are drawn so well, but that are kind of very boring. And then I noticed, yeah, the guy who writes the comic and the guy who draws the comic are not the same people. And then, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a common problem to not have the artist and the scenarist having good communication. And also, I don't know, I also always find it a little sad when you have a very good comic artist doing a very crap story. You do have this in animation movies too, because a good animation is completely awesome. And so, of course, sometimes you have incredible animation and extremely crap stories, and this is very sad. Or just very. I mean, there is one story that was kind of. The story was not the best, and the rhythm of the story was not the best either. And then you have the animation smooth, beautiful, wonderful. Well, there are a few movies I know like this. One of the worst was probably the Little Nemo cartoon, which was visually gorgeous, but had a very bad story rhythm. The narrative rhythm was not very good, and that's a pity, because you have all this awesomeness, visual pleasure, and then the story is crap. By the way, we planned to have Miyamoto at first to do the thing, but we didn't. And no, why? Oh well. I am afraid this time it will be a three-parter with Let's Draw. Of course, YouTube has added a little function where the next video will automatically start. And usually it's the one video you don't want that will start automatically, and yeah. There are a few trouble with YouTube, I noticed, with all the automatic stuff. It's a bit annoying at times. I'm not using the biggest computer in the world. I'm not much of a PC gamer. I do have a big PC, but I guess Microsoft Windows is just awful, and Linux is way too complicated, and with that I will have about all the Linux people and all the PC people saying, "You're an idiot! I just want a computer that's easy to use, so shut up." And there are many things, it's just detail, that makes the thing. It's like you have something that is well built, and it's usually the small detail that will make it even better, like Lego toys. Yeah, I like Legos. If you have a great model, it will be all in the little detail that it will make it an awesome thing. And if you, yeah, I've made a little review with a Benbow spaceship on my channel. You can check it out. And there was nothing inside the ship. There was no control, nothing. And the Lego ships always have some kind of control. It's a small detail. And Microsoft is like this too, but it's the small shite details that make you really feel like they don't know how to make it pleasant to use. It's a bit like a Peugeot car. It's a small shite detail that really make you feel like they don't care that you... Yeah. they know that you will buy the computers because they're cheaper anyways. Ha 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 ha. Take that. And the Apple guys, they go like, ha ha ha, we can charge you whatever we want because we know that we can charge you whatever we want for the amazing Mac OS X. Ha ha ha. And then in a few years we will change Mac OS X, we will make everything incompatible with your version, and you will be forced to buy a new version of your computer, even if your computer is still working, especially if your computer is still working. Yeah, so essentially I like nothing in the computer industry today. It's a pile of misery. I don't want to buy a new computer. I don't like them. And with this, oh, by the way, if you're one of the people who buy a new computer every year to buy the newest games, you're awful because you are supporting the industry in making games that ask incredible processing power. Like, oh well, the minimum you need is 8 megabyte, what am I saying, gigabyte of RAM, and you will need an octa-core processor. That's if you don't have that, the game won't work. So screw you. The industry is terrible. I don't want to buy a new computer. I mean, the new Macs are... I think there is a trope called awesome but impractical. So hey, yeah, we have made a new adapter thingy. I mean, you know how the Macs don't have, they never have enough USB connectors. Hey, we got rid of all the connectors. Now there is only one little connector hole, and you have to buy adapter cables for every little thing you want to do with it. And the adapter cables cost 20 euro a prop because... And that's awful. I hate you. Stop doing that. You are filling me with hate, and hate is not a good thing to fill somebody up with. You are awful. I do kind of hold a grudge against this. So right now I went years without buying a new computer. The last time I bought one was a PC, and I regret it because never buy an Acer. They fill your computer up with the worst the computer world has to offer. Text. I forgot to add the text. I cannot talk while I'm writing text. Sounds a bit obvious, I know. Okay. Jump cut! Yeah, sorry, the SD card was full. So, little jump here. The video is already long enough. I mean, we're already clicking at 19 minutes now. So, I will stop now, and next video we shall end this page. For the arts.